Hey there, there's a new book out, 52 Weeks of Socks, and we've bundled it with some lovely yarn. Hey, I'm Cadence Kidwell, proprietress here at Fuzzy Goat in downtown Thomasville, Georgia. We've got lots to celebrate, and you can see all that we're talking about at fuzzygoatyarns.com. It's just been so much fun around here. Boxes continue to come in, and big boxes are going out to you guys, so we're just so grateful and love being part of this cycle. So this week we got in the new edition of 52 Weeks of Socks. This is volume 2. These are just beautiful. Melissa and Madeline were thumbing through this yesterday. Look at these. Beautiful book from Lane, just exquisite. So you can get the book. We have brought them in from Europe for you, though they are written in English and with American terminology. You can get just the book, or you can get the bundle, because we have bundled it with 3 skeins of Emma's practically perfect sock yarn in neutrals enough with a little bit of interest so that it won't overpower any lace patterns that you want. And you get, we're celebrating the addition of the new book by bundling it, and with the bundle there is a special price for that. So we are really excited about that. Be picking out some socks. I definitely have cast on fever. I'm going to show you some of those and projects, and there may be some socks coming in the future too. But we just thought this was a really great bundle for these socks in here. I mean, just look at the one on the cover. Isn't that lovely? Yes. And thank you guys all for watching. Catherine and Marcia and Renee. Yes, it is a lovely, lovely day around here. And so let me show you some yarn we've got our DK heaven. Our DK, we have had a bit of a DK desert for a bit, but Madelinetosh and Traveling Yarn have completely taken over. And Marcia, you are right on. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is my descent sweater and my hipster cowl, both of which I'll be talking about. All right, so let's see. We're going to start with the Traveling Yarn. Traveling Yarn Paloma just came in, and restock of that. Melissa and I are plotting from when we placed our order this sweater here, the drawing sweater. So again, another sweater I'm going to be casting on. I think that'll be 3, and I'm usually a 1 sweater at a time knitter. Not 1 project at a time, just 1 sweater, but I don't think that's, right now I've already got 2. So this one here uses DK yarn, so it's going to go really fast. And we just got these lovely colors. This one, I believe, because you know how I like green, this one might be the one I'm going to use for the flowers up at the top. This one's called Far Out. Look at that. This Paloma is really unique in that it has 10% silk in it, so it's just a dream to work with, but not doesn't really lose its stitch definition in there either. This is my all-time favorite, this color here, Prickly Pear. I just love this Prickly Pear. So we've got that, which would go great, like these 2 together would make a lovely drawing sweater. This one is Cerulean Blue. I might have to change my mind, go with that. That looks really pretty. We have a really nice neutral here called Karma, which Melissa is interviewing to maybe go with this one here. No surprise, Hemlock. I'm also kind of thinking of this Nightfall. I think that would be a nice classic navy with maybe the Far Out. Might be what I'm thinking. You know, if I'm going to go with Far Out, I think I need to go with something classic in there. But this Granny Smith is also really great. And so I'm showing you these and talking about the drawing sweater. But if you wanted to just use 2 skeins, this hipster cowl is 2 skeins of a DK. And the pattern originally calls for worsted, but you can ask us about our modifications when you get some yarn on how to make it with 2 skeins of DK. So we just lovely. Oxford is in here, Blushing Botanist, and I think I have shown you all of those. What will you make with this lovely and amazing DK? And we have another set of DK to show you also. And we also have other pattern ideas. So even for 1 skeins, like a Touchstone or a Crescent City, if you just saw the one like this, and said, okay, I love that. What am I going to do with it? I only want one, though. You could use the Tosh DK for that. Oh, let me go back and give you the yardage on this one here. This one is 245 yards, and it's 90% merino and 10% silk. This one here, the Madelinetosh, is 225 yards, and where's my fiber content here? I need Melissa's little magnifier here. It is, we've got the fiber content. Oh, it's 100% superwash merino wool. So this one here is Mars in retrograde. That would be really pretty in a shawl and definitely put you in the spring mood, or summer or fall, whatever time of the year you need a little uplift. This one, we've been selling a lot of this one ever since we put this up in our, we put this up first in our Facebook box group, so Fuzzy Goat Boxes, so make sure you join our group. This one is fragrant. This is a really nice pink, but if you want a little more punch to your pink, but not as much as Mars in retrograde, though you could do a fade with these three. The Jody shawl would be great, DK fade. This one here is Coquette Dew, D-E-A-U. I love that fuchsia. Oh, and this one here, this name cracks me up. Barbara Deserves Better. Look at that. Isn't that great? We've got that in a couple different bases. I'll show you that too. So it was a big Madelinetosh. If you saw our picture of our table last week, that we've now got it all organized, but it was 2 giant boxes. All right, leaving the pinks aside, we'll transition by showing you this one here called You Do You. Look at that fabulousness there. And you could put that with Nassau Blue. This is a classic all-time favorite, glazed pecan, not just because we're in the land of the pecans, but this is a really great gold. Which this will, you'll recognize this. Melissa had done a sweater in this, superb. So that's really pretty too, which if you're looking for 2 colors, those 2 colors look really great together. And this is one that I have never seen before, so I was really happy to have this. This is Daisy. It's a happy little yellow without being too intense, and then it's got little black dots just like Daisy's would. Isn't that fun? I love that. That might make a really nice shawl as well. So that's the Madelinetosh DK. So we got DK. Let me put my basket together there. So I grabbed the next one. We got Pashmina. 1 skein of Pashmina makes this sweet little shawlette, which is called Sunburnt, that Melissa knit up for us. So this one is fabulous. 1 skein of Pashmina. And I should say that Susan knit the hipster cowl. And she did it in this color here, tart. Pashmina has some cashmere in it and silk. So it's 75% merino, 15% silk, and 10% cashmere. And it has 360 yards. So it goes pretty far. So this was a size 7 needle. And we were glad to get a shawl from Melissa because you know she's normally knitting sweaters. So the 3 colors we have right now, Pashmina, because we've actually already sold out since we put it up in our box. This Pashmina is just so yummy with the silk and the cashmere. I've shown you tart, and then we have Elizabeth Taylor, and we have, this one is hard to name on the internet because it doesn't want to take the letters, but it's R-E-D. So it's not red, as you can see, but it's capital R-E-D. But the website wanted to make it say red. So it's a little misleading, but the colors are up there, the swatches, so you can see what you're getting. I love the turquoise with those little bits in there. And I think even a pattern like this is not so overpowering that your pattern would still show up in there. That's the Pashmina. Then we got some more Twist Light. The reason my sweater is behind me is because that is entirely made from Twist Light, which is another Madelinetosh fingering yarn. And it is 420 yards, 75% merino, 25% nylon. Hey Shirley, thanks for watching. And look at this basket of loveliness. It is overwhelming ordering yarn from Madelinetosh because there are so many choices. and they do such a good job. It's dyed in Texas. It's really one of the first indie dyers, and they've kind of reinvented themselves in the last few years, reorganized themselves, and so we're really happy to have them back in the store. So we've got this basket here, most of which have the same names, same colors, but here's a one skein great thing to do. The hipster, lightweight hipster, you could do with one skein, or the storm shawl. We have a storm shawl where we also cast off the picot edge in another color. Maybe it's a color you have left over from a sweater or another project, and you get to use it one more time. But also my Blackthorn, is that the name of it? It's online. Yes, it has is made out of the fingering. It's just got a really nice perky little twist. But maybe you're thinking of something a little bit smaller. You could do the Sophie scarf, the fingering version in that, and you could probably get 2 of them out of this. Sherry knit this cute little thing. All right, let's see if I can pull this off. So this is the hipster cowl. I love some fringe. I love fringe, tassels, all that kind of stuff. All right, this is where the tag's not right on me, but you get this little thing. You could make it a little French little thing and go about your neck like that with this lovely little bit of hand-dyed loveliness on your neck. And you can make one for yourself and one for a friend. It's got this really fun I-cord edge on there. Yeah. All right, let's see. I think that is the yarn. Now on to, yes. Okay, now on to the bags, right? These are, let me reach over here. You can hear them coming. Here come the bags from Treasure. Prickly Owl. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's a big deal when we get these. We only get them maybe 3-4 times a year. Treasure is a perfect example of one of our small one-woman makers. We like to treat them very well. We don't like to pressure them. We want the things filled with love. We get them when we get them, and they don't last long. So this particular group, look at how she presents them to us. This particular group, we have 2 fabrics, and they are our custom fabrics. So I'll tell you about those. This one here is the fuzzy fiber animals. And so Sarah Simmons designed this artwork for us with the sheep and the alpaca and the goat. There's a goat. Here's our goat. Here's our goat. So the 3 fiber animals are on here, and then I took her art and designed some fabric with it, and then I send the fabric to Treasure, who makes the lovely bags for us. So it's a whole team effort. These sit flat, they cinch, each one has a very unique tassel. Treasure hand prints our logo on there. The insides, each of the insides are different. It's just, they're really sweet. We've got, I think we might have gotten a dozen each. They won't be here all that long. So that's the fuzzy fiber animal. And then the other one that she sent to us is the fuzzy floral. So again, Sarah designed these different, or artistically set up these different little vases for us. We have the originals hanging in, I can see them right over there. And then I put some fuzzy goat color behind it, made some fabric with it, and then sent them to Treasure. And so this is the fuzzy floral, and this is the fuzzy fiber animals. And this is the group we have right now. And I just love my Prickly Owl bag. I have a project going in one now that I'll show you in just a minute. So we got those. That's one of our biggest highlights this week. Then we got an order from Della Q, the maker's bag. Carolina is carrying one of these right now, and sadly, they're not going to make these anymore. So we stocked up because we love this bag. This bag snaps Marlene, thanks for saying that about a shop like ours and being inspiring. Thank you. And Brenda has 2 of the fuzzy goat bags and loves them. So this is the Maker's Roll Top bag. So Carolina stuffs hers full and carries it like this and doesn't roll it over. But if you wanted to roll it over, you could. Has lots of features inside as well. And then it snaps down there and you can carry it like this. And of course you can throw it over your shoulder. And we have, this is olive. This is black. We hadn't had black before, but when we knew that they weren't going to make them anymore, we got as many of them as we could. They also have a zipper on the back, so you can put things like your phone and your wallet on that side and let the inside be taken up by your knitting. We have this really sweet petal. I love the pink with the juxtaposed with the leather. I just think that's just really, I love those 2 together. And then we have gray as well. So we have these Delicue Maker's Roll Top, and then 2 colors in the tote bag. So if you wanted something a little more ladylike, this is really just like a purse. Looks like a purse, but we know that it's really made for knitters. Because inside, oh, this is a really great feature. It's hard to see right now, but it's got this little pocket over here that's round for your water bottle, so it doesn't fall over or sweat onto your other things. I love that. And then it even has a yarn cutter attached on the inside there, and a yarn guide if you wanted to use it that way. The yarn cutter is right there. And a zippered pocket and lots of other pockets inside. Pocket on the outside. Very nice handles. My mother would love this. She likes feet on the bottom of her purse, so her purse isn't sitting flat on the ground. And then a strap that you can also remove if you don't want it on there. And we have that in this lovely petal and also in the gray. I'm still not done. We got one more bag. This one is really cool too. You know, I just can't resist, right? And I have so many projects in you too that, you know, you really, each of them need a bag. This is another girl-made bag. This is twig and horn. This is perfect for a shawl, socks, things like that. Not so much a sweater, but one of the features that I love about this is the inside is light colored, and it cinches up so that it's like, so you could actually have, it's like a little project bag attached to your bigger bag. So you could kind of push that down in there and then maybe have your wallet hanging on top if you wanted. And then it has these pockets on the outside. This one separated a little bit so that you can put, you know, your needles or pins or something in there. And then this great handle that you can adjust or take off altogether if you wanted. So that's the twig and horn bucket bag. All right, let's see. More things. We also got in more yarn from our Farmer's Daughter, which we are making kits from. So this one here is the Ada shawl. You just love it. We go around the shop and make kits from the samples that we have that you all love. And so this Ada shawl, and we have 2 different colorways that you can see online. We have this original one here called Tremendous Damage. Susan knit this sample up for us. 2 skeins, really easy pattern. I mean, I don't think there's any purling in here. Lots of garter stitch and knit 2 and yarn overs. And it's a great way to use that yarn that pools down at the end because this pattern just moves that all through there. So the Ada shawl kits are back in stock. And Madeline's Fog Line. This is really a great piece and really easy to do. It's magnificent looking, but it's so simple to knit. It uses 2 skeins of feeder brook. So that's where all this color is coming in up here. And then I think 6 skeins. We have it kitted up of the Farmer's Daughter. And all of this is really done with slip stitching, knitting and slip stitching. And it goes really fast because you use a really big needle on that. So we've got the Fog Line kits. Back in stock also. All right, now I'm gonna celebrate my sweater for a minute. I have never worked so hard on the details of a project. You know me, there's good enough, plenty of other things to knit. But because I steeped this sweater, I wanted, and I love it. I love the color. I love the way it fits. I love the pattern. I wanted it to be something I wanted. I didn't want there to ever be a reason I wouldn't wear it. An errant stitch here and there would not be the reason, but the fact that the collar wasn't high enough, now I've gone and filled it back in. I really am happy with that. I've worn it a time or two without a shirt underneath it, and it's very comfortable. And the other thing that I did that I really wanted to do when I redid my buttons, because my original buttons lost their color, these buttons I've put clear nail polish over, which I know may yellow, but my buttons are a little yellow anyway, so I'm okay with that. So I replaced my buttons that lost their color, put these back on. And when I did that, I really wanted, because the pattern designer went to so much trouble in the steeking to make sure that these lined up, I wanted to make sure that when I put my buttons in, that these lined up as well, right? You know, because before I had it a little janky. And then last night, so the reason I'm celebrating it today and showing it to you is last night, I finally put some ribbon over my steeked section. I did not put it over my, well, I'm sorry, it's all steeked. I put it over my color work section of my steek because that was really not pretty. I didn't mind showing that off to you, but I was a little worried that it might come undone, so I wanted to protect it. So after many efforts at buying ribbon that apparently was not the right width, I finally got my ribbon. And excuse me here, I will just show you how I just did it right over at this part there and left the rest so that I can continue to demonstrate what it looks like when it's steeped. So I'm super excited that that is off. That is what I spent most of last night doing, but I do have some other projects that I'm working on. The Earth 16 that we have in stock, Melissa is doing hers in a really pretty blue. We're doing the Harvest oversized pullover. Mine is in our orange color, and I'm really excited about how this is turning out. The pattern is really fun. This is so squishy. I don't think I'm going to need to block it. We're going to see when it's all done whether I'm going to kind of experiment whether I want to find that balance between drape and opening up my stitches. But Emre, who introduced us to this yarn in this sweater, said it was a good thing that we placed our order for the 16 because they are out of their base and it will be quite some time. So if you're looking for some of this Earth 16, and it's called 16 because it has a micron count of 16, which means super soft. And this is a great yarn. Melissa and I are loving working with it, and you can see from there, right? All the way from where you are, this great stitch definition. So we have that, and we also have it in the textile kits. So that's one I'm working on. That's really fun. I have stopped for a second on my sweater, and I've come to understand why, and I'll tell you that. So here is my Express Yourself sweater. So now I am past the pink, and now I'm in the body of the blue. So now I'm in the body, and it's not as interesting. I'm sorry, it's allergy season around here. My nose is itchy. So it's not as interesting to me. So last night I started a shawl. So I got these two sweaters, and I started a shawl. It's a shawl kit that we're going to have for local yarn shop day. So I'm really excited about that. And see, I got mine in my tassel bag also. And so it's our version of Girl's Best Friend. We have Manos mini kits, mini skeins dyed up just for us in our custom colors. And so I got started on that. And so here's where I am. And this one is fabulous, but it uses more yarn than we have in the mini skeins. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to adapt it and everything for local yarn shop day. I thought, oh, I better get on that. And I haven't knit a shawl that I wasn't trying to write the pattern for in a while, and it's so much fun. I have to talk to Melissa about this. I can't believe, like this is why I like to knit shawls instead of sweaters, because it's always something different. Every little bit of stitch, you know, they mix it up. So there's this little bit up here, and then it's just a few more rows, and how's it going to turn out? And so that's what I've discovered is kind of why I stopped it's kind of like you're all going like, well, of course. But that's the part in the sweater when it's not as interesting all through here. I can do this part all day long. I love that part. And then the body is not so much. So those are the 3 things that I'm working on right now. There might be more, but those are the ones that are coming to mind. And then I have brought out here with me today. And yes, I'm celebrating my descent. Thank you for your lovely comments. Thank you, Marcia. And I'm gonna go make sure that I've got the links up because I showed you guys a lot of stuff today. And we're here to serve you. You can text us at 229-236-GOAT. And you can also see all that I'm talking about at fuzzygoatyarns.com. We hope to serve you really soon. Thank you.